Good morning and welcome to an exclusive interview with the Governor of New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy. I'm excited about this interview. I want to hear about his visit to Bahrain, and I want to hear about his visit to the UAE, upcoming visit to the UAE, to Saudi Arabia, and the aim of this visit to Bahrain. For the first time in history, we have a sitting governor of New Jersey, of a state of 9.3 million people visiting Bahrain as a governor. Welcome, Governor Murphy, to Bahrain. Thank you very much for giving us this interview.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. As you rightfully point out, I'm the first sitting New Jersey governor ever to visit here. I have been to Bahrain before as a private sector member, but not as governor, and I'm incredibly humbled and honored and excited to be here.
And we're excited to have you because you did visit 20 years ago.
At least 20 ago. It's changed.
How?
Well, just the infrastructure. You just get off the plane and you look at both the airport, the skyline. But it's a very special place. This kingdom is a very special place. The people, the relationship between the United States and Bahrain, the opportunity that we have as a state of New Jersey. We already have a good base of two-way trade, cultural understanding, but with a lot of opportunity to do more, which is why we're here.
Yes. It's very interesting, Governor Murphy, that one of the things that you have passion for and you focus on as a governor is youth, is higher education. I personally believe without youth, without higher education, without awareness, we are going nowhere in this world. Why higher education, Governor Murphy? And you're also involved in a lot of philanthropic work. You're an advocate for protecting the environment, an advocate for gender equality. Could you elaborate on that? When I hear people in that position concerned about these issues, I feel optimistic that we are going in the right direction. It's not always about politics. It's these things that fix things.
You bet. So on youth and education, it's one of our core passions. New Jersey is the #1 public education system in America. We have some of the most renowned public and private universities in America. Princeton University is in New Jersey. Rutgers is our flagship state university. And I think the opportunity to have exchanges back and forth. We will sign today a memorandum of understanding between the Bahraini Youth Ministry and our Economic Development Authority that will foster exchange programs and apprenticeship programs for Bahraini youth and U.S. and New Jersey youth. More broadly, on the values and the passion that we have, New Jersey is a high-value state in the sense of the environment. We care deeply. We care about gender issues. We care about gun safety, the whole range of interests that you would associate with values. We're proud of that. And in the world today, as you know, not everybody shares those values or passions. And I think it's another reason why we as a state stand out. And so for all those reasons, I'm incredibly proud to be governor and incredibly excited to be in Bahrain.
I'm excited too, of course, Governor Murphy. I believe that you visited Bahrain and certain sites in Bahrain, and maybe you learned something. You visited the synagogue, I believe.
I
Can
did.
you tell me about it?
Oh, my Lord. You know, the religious plurality here is very striking. And it gives me cause for great optimism about the Kingdom of Bahrain, but also more broadly, humanity. So this is a synagogue with 30 members who all are either related to each other or know each other. Historic, in the midst of the souk, part of Manama. Really impressive. But it's not just the Jewish synagogue, it's the Hindu worship, the Christian worship. That's a real badge of honor for the kingdom, that you've got that religious diversity. So it's among other reasons, it's among many reasons why we're very happy to be here.
We're very happy to have you here. In Saudi, Governor Murphy, I believe that you signed an agreement also in Saudi, and this is a visit that will include the United Arab Emirates.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So this is a country economic mission, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Kingdom of Bahrain, and then the United Arab Emirates. We have a delegation of about 42 members. It's government folks like myself, including the First Lady who is leading the mission with me, private sector, very important private sector leadership, artificial intelligence, energy, film and television, solar, real estate, healthcare systems, very impressive array of private sector players, and then leadership of institutions of higher education. 4 universities are with us on this trip. So in Saudi Arabia, there was a memorandum or letter of intent between Rutgers University and one of the leading Saudi universities, which is very promising. I mentioned the youth exchange memorandum that we'll sign here in Bahrain. And again, I'm the first sitting governor of New Jersey to visit Bahrain. I'm also the first sitting governor to visit the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. So it's a historic mission in that respect. We've been well received. Each country has its own, as you know, unique dynamics. I have a soft spot for Bahrain, having been here and having had really good experiences. My wife used to work for InvestCorp, which is another connection we have. In her case, she lived and worked in London, but she and I each have our own personal affection for Bahrain, and it's another reason why we're thrilled to be here.
You're most welcome here. Saudi Arabia, Governor Murphy. How did you see Saudi Arabia? As a Bahraini, it's next door. Every time I go, I have a shock with the things that have been changing, women's rights, equality, and all the opportunities that are being given to people on all levels, in all fields, especially with the focus on youth. How did you feel about the changes you saw in Saudi?
Enormous. I mean, I was there at about the same time that I was last in Bahrain, and the changes, by the way, the changes here are dramatic, particularly the infrastructure and the visual sense of Bahrain, a beautiful country, I might add. The transformation in Saudi Arabia is breathtaking. Again, investment in infrastructure, the skyline, the private sector, but as you rightfully point out, the rights and role of women, girls and women in society today versus when I was there 20 plus years ago is dramatically different. The emphasis on the youth, they've got, as you know, a very significant I think 50% of their population is under the age of 25. And they've really taken enormous steps toward investing and educating in that next generation. But I would just say that including Bahrain, the whole GCC right now is an incredibly exciting story. And the transformation is dramatic. We'll be going to the Emirates tonight, so I can't predict what that will be like, but I've been there more recently, so I've been there only a decade or 12 years ago.
I promise you it will be very interesting.
I'm sure it will be also transformed, so it's very exciting. A lot of important interest from the United States in this region, among the most important regions in the world for our country. And I might add for New Jersey, an incredibly important region for us, across government, private sector, cultural, higher education, youth exchange, lots of different reasons for us to be here and to thrive with this region.
Interesting. You mentioned Governor Murphy, and because I'm a woman, I cannot leave that part, what you mentioned, out, because to me that's something that we need always to focus on and remind people that a successful couple, it takes both partners to make something that they believe in or dream about successful. And I'm glad that you mentioned Tammy.
Yep.
Because I read a lot about her. She's very active,
She
she's been active with you when it comes to philanthropic work. If you can elaborate on that, the culture of appreciating your partner is usually something that is sidelined in interviews. And
Yep.
I believe that we need to hear a few words about
I appreciate
Tammy's
that.
work.
She is an existentially important partner. We've been married this year 31 years. We met 38 years ago, married for 31. In fact, we've brought our daughter, Emma, with us. We have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. Our daughter is with us, and she's fascinated by all this. Tammy has focused on infant and maternal health, is one of her big passions, where we have a lot of progress we still have to make in America and in New Jersey, particularly across racial lines. The environment is very important to her, and she spends a lot of time in that area, and education. So those are, I'd say, her 3 big passions. We are also hosting the World Cup in America next year. The FIFA World Cup in New Jersey will host the final match.
Oh, I love that.
And my wife, Tammy, is the chair of the host committee for New York City and New Jersey. So she also is a passionate football, or as we say, soccer fan.
That's so nice. A million congratulations, Governor Murphy, for the work that you have been doing, for your dedication. I believe this is your 2nd term, and look at where New Jersey is today. And I believe that you have worked hard on achieving social justice and achieving all the objectives that a governor dedicated to his nation, to his state, is all about. And I want to thank you once again for the interview, for being a guest of Bahrain. This is your 2nd home, and I hope that the next time we see you here, we'll be seeing the results of the agreements that have been signed. And let's bring our youth and children together to learn more about this beautiful world we do live in.
Honored to meet you, and thank you so much for having me. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Such an interesting interview with Governor Phil Murphy, and the Governor of New Jersey. I love talking about different issues, but when it comes to social justice, when it comes to youth, when it comes to higher education, this is the only way towards the future. If we can really instill in the hearts of our children the importance of culture and education, we are all assured that the future is going to be much better. Thank you very much for joining us.